welcome to the Irked podcast. We're here again talking about things people do.
Oh yeah.
And we're here with a guest for the first time.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Yeah, this is Tom.
This can only go well.
Okay.
So, yeah, take it away. As voted for by the people.
Yeah.
Things people do.
We'll say that. It's not like it was 50-50 or anything.
No, not at all.
What?
It's not like I voted it either, you know. I would never do that.
There was a subject last time we did things people do, and I don't think it was mentioned. It was things people do in the gym. So, I mean, do we have any specific things that people do in the gym that really...
I definitely do not.
Why is that, Michael?
What's that, gym? Or just anything about the gym?
I mean, what is a gym, first off? That's the kind of level I'm coming in at.
Oh, cool.
I'm guessing the one most irked about the gym is Tom, as he's the one that goes.
Occasionally, yeah.
Occasionally.
What irks you about the gym, Tommo?
So, point one, there's a long list.
Oh,
Sweaty people that sweat everywhere and don't wipe it up.
Oh,
gross, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You come over to a bench, nice bit of head sweat, mouth sweat,
The rest of the sweat.
and then there's just don't runner.
Nowhere to be seen.
Just
No
gone.
one knows who they are, do they? They just sort of... The sweat appears.
Oh no, you just follow the trail. You'll find them, really. But it depends, really.
You follow the trail with a tea towel and like, here you go, mate. You might have missed something.
Yeah, most gyms you go to supply a little squirty bottle of, washing up liquid and,
Yeah.
paper towels. There's no excuse. Just lazy.
Those of you out there who do that, shame on you.
Yeah. Stop it. Stop it immediately.
We will find you and we will kill you.
Are you a grunter, Tom?
Yes. No, not really.
Are you?
I pull more faces than anything.
Oh.
So if it looks like I'm having a seizure or I'm about to collapse,
Probably
That's
about to get a
fine.
personal best.
yeah, well, yeah, probably, yeah.
You don't need a spot or anything when you're,
Well, it just means I'm struggling, and you forget about the face, and it just looks like I have a heart
you're not
attack.
aware of the face. Do you work out in front of the mirror sometimes?
Yeah, it depends what you do.
Do you think that helps?
Yeah.
I think it helps. Because you're like, yes, that's the body over there that I want to improve.
Well, I think a lot of people do that just because they're a bit self-absorbed.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I am, yeah. Are you self-absorbed, Tom? Must be.
No, probably a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm saying
Why not?
for some exercises, I'm sure it's practical, so you can watch yourself exercise as you're doing it. But other people, you're like, you don't need to be in front of the mirror for that.
Yeah, you can kind of tell, really. Like, you can tell somebody's actually being serious, or if they're just checking themselves out.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I can never tell whether I'm being serious or I'm checking myself out. I can't tell.
Because you're always doing both. Well, actually, no, you're never serious.
Oh, that's not true. I have my serious times.
Yeah.
Moving on swiftly.
I'm serious. I'm serious about bad handshakes.
Moving on swiftly. Still on the subject of sweat.
Oh,
Oh no,
Okay.
he's looking at me.
This is far from the gym. Also far from Tom's sweat.
Oh, okay, good. Sweaty knees.
On sweat, yeah, knees first. For any of you that know Tom, or even people that don't, have you ever known anyone that sweats from the knees outwards? Anyway, moving on.
Strange.
People and body heat on the bus that then causes the bus to look like it's sweating. You know when condensation falls on the windows and it's ridiculous. People sweat on the bus and are baking alive, but they don't open the windows. I was sat on the top of a double-decker bus the other day, boiling hot, and all of the windows were shut.
Can you open them?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, because there was some hero sat 2 rows in front of me, and halfway through, he just stood up, opened a window, and everyone went, "Oh my goodness, that's so much better." It's like, so first of all, actual hero in human form Second of all, what was wrong with everyone else sat next to a window where they didn't open them?
I really wanted that window open. Thank goodness it was so far away, at least
It's like,
2 feet.
I wondered, is it because either they're not too hot, which was insane because it was boiling, or secondly, they're too worried about how opening the window will affect other people, if other people will grumble, that all of them just sit and suffer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see why people would moan about that. I mean, if it's that hot, you have to open a window.
At that point, I'm just going to open the window and be done with it.
Yeah.
You know what else irks me? Is people that text you 1,000,000 times just to get your attention because they have nothing better to do.
Especially
you know who you are.
while you're recording a podcast as well. Why would they do that? But never mind. We won't ask who it is that's texting.
No, we won't ask who it
won't
is. Pretty sure he doesn't listen anyway. It's fine.
No, he'll DM us if he does, and he'll be very upset, and we'll just have to apologise nicely.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Do you even know him?
I mean,
I
you've
know
spoken
of
to
him. Yeah.
You have actually spoken to
We're
him.
following each other on Instagram.
Oh, it's busy mates then.
Busy mates.
Yeah.
Busy mates, mate.
Championship.
Any more on
Great.
any more on sweat?
No.
No.
I'm
No
done
sweat
with sweat.
related.
I'm good on
irks.
that one. Yep.
Yeah. No. Okay. This could be related to sweat actually in a way, but I was thinking about how much bad handshakes annoy me.
Oh yes.
So, I mean, there's so many aspects to this. There is, of course, the sweaty one.
Mm-hmm.
There's the one where people have just come out of a bathroom and they haven't dried their hands, and it's like,
You shouldn't shake hands if your hands are wet.
no.
For
Why?
any reason.
Yeah. There's the handshakes that feel like they're wet because it feels like you're grabbing onto a fish and you just kind of hold their hand and it's completely and utterly limp. And you're like...
Yeah, they're the worst.
They are the worst. You grab the hand and you're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, I've snapped his wrist.
I'm caressing his fingers for some reason. This does not feel like a mutual thing.
It's not a handshake. I mean, if you did the same thing as people like that, I do wonder what happens when those two people who shake hands like that cross paths.
And they just held hands
'Cause
forever.
their
They do like a wave.
They're literally just going to like stroke the backs of each other's hands.
Yeah. Have you seen those things outside of like a garage where it's like a big inflatable balloon that like waves? Like,
Oh yeah.
that's basically what they do.
Oh
They do each
yes.
other.
I have to see this. I want to see this happen. I need to think of two people I know that do that.
I can think of one because it happened to me the other day.
Can you? I can think of one as well. That we should get them together.
Unless it's the same one.
Probably not. I'd say it's
okay.
unlikely.
Oh, good then. Yeah.
With handshakes, carry on.
Go on, Tommo.
What sometimes is you carry on the handshake just to make it awkward and see if they because
See
there
who
is like
gives in.
there is like a reasonable limit on how long you shake a hand for generally, and if you just carry on and then just stare them out and see if they'll break.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes just
Do you do that?
every now and then, just throw it in there, catch them off guard.
Stop putting your hand towards me. I'm thinking you're going to handshake me forever now.
Yeah, for the rest of the podcast.
Oh, I don't know what that sound was. That was that's how irked I get about bad handshakes. I just start going, oh.
It's just there's a certain way of doing things on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
And these are really basic things.
Preach.
So why is it so annoying when people get them wrong?
Amen.
What?
Yeah, alright.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. And you never do. Like, okay, here's something. Now, this may be an education for those of you who've never actually been able to do this, but when you use a urinal and you go to one end because they're all empty,
Yeah.
male protocol dictates when you go in, you go to the opposite end.
Well, of course.
Well, yeah, that or the unwritten rule of you have to leave the one next to you.
Yes.
You can't stand next to somebody unless you're desperate and there's no other option.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You
the rule of one.
always go as far away from people as you possibly can.
Yeah.
But there will be some dude. I've stood there at work. Some guy just stood right up next to me.
Oh.
He's a nice guy. We have a chat now and then. But he's stood there and he's like, "You're right, Michael." I'm like, Yeah. Well, I call him
Not
Dave.
now. Not now.
I'll just
Talk to me later.
call him Dave for the sake of this. Yeah, all right, Dave. Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, busy day. I'm like, yeah. Inside, I'm going, stop talking to me. We're in a bathroom. This is no place for a chat.
Because you know what happens? You end up in a little stalemate, don't you? You're standing there and you're thinking, I really hope he pees first, and then I can be left alone and do my business.
Or you're left in the awkward situation of really needing to pee, but they're talking to you and putting you off. But then you worry that you've been stood there for too long, suspiciously, so then you go away without having peed.
Yeah.
But also, is it really awkward? Do you go for the eye contact when you talk to them? Or do you have to stare forward? Because if you make eye contact, you can't break eye contact for obvious reasons.
You've got to stare forward.
Just stare them down.
You've got to stare forward.
No, not down.
Well, no.
Stare them across. Stare them across.
Head height. Keep going.
Don't break eye contact. Yeah. Do not break eye contact.
You mentioned a little bit about travelling on the bus, Michael.
Yes.
One of the things that irks me, which do we mention it? It's this one here, Tom. Look, just below, just after.
Just
above.
Go for it, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, cyclists.
Yes, we're from Cambridge. We know about them.
Yes, we do.
Oh, that's true. These boys are from Cambridge. Yeah.
I must have irked many a driver.
Oh my, Michael, have you irked me on the road before?
No, I irked Tom once because he was cycling in front of me, and I hit a traffic cone accidentally, and he had a go at me afterwards.
Did I? I don't know.
Yeah, we were cycling. We've been cycling all day. And I'm not very good at cycling. For those that you don't know me, I have no coordination or balance.
In any physical activity.
At all. I have no way of denying that.
We'll
I
stick
haven't
to cycling
literally no leg to stand on. Hit a traffic cone as you go. You avoided it, and then I went straight into it, knocked it over, and you just berated me for the rest of the evening.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds like Tommo.
Yeah.
Do you ever get those situations where you're completely adamant that a cyclist should not be on a particular road? They should, in fact, be cycling on the pavement.
Well, it depends if there's a cycle lane or not, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So if there's a cycle lane, obviously they can use the cycle lane, and it's on. Well, it might be on the road, it might be on the path.
Yeah, but just to stay in that lane, yeah.
Stay in your lane, cyclists. Come on.
Difference between cycle lanes in Norwich and Cambridge is in Norwich, people use them for cars. Cars do not stay out of cycle lanes in this city.
That's true.
To be fair though, like in Norwich there's about 4 cyclists. While Cambridge
there's about 4 million.
Yeah, there's like you'll be lucky to find a gap in a cycle lane.
But literally, I would get stuck in traffic on a bike in Norwich going to work.
Yeah.
Because there's cars just stopped right in front of me, and I literally can't do anything. And then I'm exhausted because it keeps stopping and starting every 5 seconds.
So what about roads? I get annoyed when I'm driving on roads that are like, say, 30 miles an hour, maybe 40, maybe more, and the cyclist is not in as close to the pavement as he could reasonably get, or she. It's not just men; it's also women. But for those that have claws, I'm gonna say it's mostly men. Yeah. So you just desperately want them to move over to the path. Because I'm driving somewhere. I want to get somewhere. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at the end of the cyclist rant.
I'll add to the cyclist rant. Country roads.
Take me home.
It's the worst thing. No. Well, maybe. But no. Cyclists on country roads, the guys that are in the Lycra, there's about 8 of them, and they're not in a row. They're not in line.
Yeah.
They're in a row.
Yeah,
They're taking up the whole lane.
Yeah.
And then they get offended and give you the dirty looks.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to use the road.
Yes, the dirty looks and the gestures.
How dare you go 70 and slow down and expect to pass us?
Don't you know we're cyclists?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very irksome. Yeah, first one in.
But not.
The first
irksome. Got the irksome. Yeah. Hey.
Never seen it in my life before.
Have you not?
Didn't even know what it was. I had to Google it before I came in.
It's a good word, isn't it?
It shows dedication.
Irksome. Yeah. To be irked. Yeah. But it's not just cyclists. What about pedestrians? You're trying to get somewhere on the road, and maybe as a cyclist, you can be. You certainly would be irritated at this if you're trying to cycle or to drive on a road somewhere, and there's a pedestrian or just a person is walking in the middle of the road, or just too far out into the road. It doesn't have to be the middle. I'm quite picky, and you're thinking, why are you there? Why can't you just move over, walk on the the pavement that's actually designed for pedestrians?
What I don't understand is people always like to walk in the middle of things, like roads. If you have to walk on the road, walk on the side of the road.
Yeah.
If you're on the pavement, walk on one side of the pavement, the same side that other people in front of you are walking.
Yeah.
But there's always that one dude just kind of moseying along at half everyone else's pace.
Yeah.
In the middle.
What? Yes, Tommo?
No, I was going to say something, but it's probably offensive.
He's growing as a person.
Yeah.
We're training him.
He's stopping himself.
Self-control's kicked in.
Oh, wow. This is a new Tommo.
This is the first time ever.
Yeah.
Any other things that people do that irk you? People in general that do things and you just think, why have you done this thing?
Well, one experience for me, which I find funny more than anything, but is quite annoying hearing them every week, is when I go to college and my classmates are telling me how much they hate coming to college. They absolutely hate coming to college. They're like, I hate being here, it's a waste of time. So I'm like, okay, fine. So they proceed to do nothing at college and therefore have to still come into college to do the work that they could have done while they were complaining about not being at college. So therefore they're actually in college longer because they're not doing anything and whining about it.
Purely for complaining.
Instead of actually just getting their stuff done and getting out there. Like, it just makes me laugh. It's crazy. And like 80% of my classmates aren't going to finish, but are going to be there till September trying to finish. Well, I finished like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So if you just,
actually do what you're there to do.
Yeah, and, try and get it done, you won't be there. But I just find it funny more than that. But that's something that irked me.
We're just going to complain about having to do this and therefore have to do it more.
Yeah. I need to be here until I finish it. And I hate being here. But I want to be here longer until I finish it. So I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to procrastinate so that I have to do everything later.
That's a similar sort of thing at my work. Before you move on, when you start off on one job. You have to get good at that before they'll put you on something else.
Yeah.
And then there's people, because the first one, it is boring. I remember it is boring. But it's boring, so you get really good at it. You start doing all sorts of extra stuff to make sure you're awesome at it so you can do other bits and pieces. And then there's people who are on it for just so long now that are starting, and then they complain that they're only on that, but they'll never get put on anything else until they get better at it.
Yeah.
So if they stop complaining, they'll get further.
Yeah, put in the effort and the hard work, and then they'll get the job that maybe they want more. Yeah, I understand that, Michael. I am a bit of a procrastinator myself, though. Not deliberately. Just sometimes, you don't feel like you want to quite do something just yet, so you think, I will definitely do it later.
But I guess that's... I mean, I would struggle to be self-employed. Because my motivation is, I have a whole company to go work for. Like, I know when everything's done.
Yeah.
You literally have to self-motivate the whole time. So I think I would really struggle with that. Because I am a procrastinator.
Oh, you are a secret procrastinator as well.
No, it's not even a secret. People that know me know that I'll put things off as long as I possibly can.
Oh. You're not a procrastinator then, Tom. Tommo just gets it done.
I don't know. I'm just lazy, really.
Okay. We're all a bunch of losers.
It's not procrastination. It's just, if it's not important, I just don't do it.
Okay.
Which kind of, do I need to do it if it's not important? But
yeah.
I'm just lazy. It's just like, cleaning my room. Nah, it's fine. It'll be alright. Do it later.
Yeah.
Do it the weekend. And then I'm just sleeping at the weekend.
Do it next month.
Yeah, always sleeping.
Yeah, Still waiting for the beauty to kick in from all these naps. But anyway.
Every night is like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Just bang, we're there.
Where did that phrase come from, getting your beauty sleep? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't. Not at all.
Okay, well, bear with me.
Research for next week, people.
Oh, no.
Research for in about 5 seconds.
All right, fine.
Now.
We're Googling, okay.
Definition, noun, humorous. I don't think it's funny at all. I think it's necessary.
Well, it might be like sort of sarcastic humour. Don't hit the microphone.
Why shouldn't I hit the microphone?
Rookie errors.
I love how you're telling him how to do
Tom
this.
is here. Tom is here to replace me in the podcast.
I've been trying so long.
Oh, dear.
Oh, man.
Beauty sleep. Sleep considered to be sufficient to keep one looking young and beautiful. Yeah?
So bags under the eyes. You know, looking like a meth addict. That sort of, when you don't have enough sleep and the sockets are coming through. Maybe
Yeah.
That's what it means.
Yeah, so you
just look rough.
like like a skeleton with skin. Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out I can't find it.
Oh, well,
But we know what it is, at least. It just keeps coming up with Sleep Origin, some sort of mattress, which actually sounds really nice, but
There are
no,
other
not what we're
mattresses
looking
available.
for. Other mattresses are available. Tommo has clearly been listening to the podcast too much.
Or just the BBC, but yeah.
You know what
Do they do
irks
that?
me?
Oh.
People playing ridiculous sports.
Ridiculous sports.
Such as
Such as Quidditch. Have
What,
you
actually
seen
playing
people play Quidditch?
No.
yeah, in the film.
Yeah.
Well, I actually, you know what? I haven't seen them play it in the film, but I've seen them play it in real life, and they look ridiculous. Obviously,
It doesn't really work the same, does it? Because you can't really fly.
you can't fly.
You can't really.
You
fly.
run
can try.
around with
Yeah.
a pole between your legs.
So it's like you're playing hockey.
Oh
It's
my
like you're playing
goodness.
hockey.
You're using the hockey stick between your legs.
So
Yeah.
you
And
run
you're just
along.
running around with the ball.
Honestly, there were all these people the other day at the park dressed in lycra, running about with a broomstick between the legs,
My goodness.
playing Quidditch. And I was like, why are you not just playing basketball like a normal human being?
Or hockey.
Right, to be fair, though, at least they're doing something. Like, as ridiculous as it is, it's exercise, you know, it's good for people to get out there and do something, you know?
Yeah?
I mean, you know, like, these are the sort of, like, the nerdy people that sit and watch TV all day long, you know? Yeah, if it gets them out of the house, fine. Pokemon Go, for instance.
Pokemon Go.
Amazing
That
for what it
motivated
did.
a lot of people
yeah,
out of the house.
for sure. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay.
It died after a month.
Yeah.
But
But people got a lot fitter. Well, maybe. I don't know.
I
But they
mean-
got out of the house more.
I know people that arranged like whole evenings of Pokemon Go where a group of people would all meet and just go around the city, go around parks and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just on Pokemon Go.
Does that mean they would get to one spot altogether and then all catch the same Pokemon?
I don't know if that's how it worked. I never had the game.
I don't know. I know you were like collecting the Pokemon. And
Yes.
then you get certain Pokemon in certain areas.
Yes. And you have to collect them all.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
That
like
is
the
your
phrase
mission.
of the whole thing.
Catch them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never had enough data to play Pokemon Go.
Take a lot.
I had the game for like a day and I went out once and then I was like, oh, okay, that's my
You've
data
reached
for the
your
month.
limit.
Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go home.
Pokemon Go
That was
home.
ages away.
Screw this being outside. I'm going home now.
I'm going to play on the Xbox. Indoors.
Yes.
But
Rocket
yes,
League,
I
here we
do.
come.
I do appreciate what you're saying though about strange sports.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous though. Like, even if they were playing that exact same game, why are you playing it with a broomstick between your legs? Like, that element, what does that add?
It makes them feel like they're flying.
Like, even if you just go and play Ultimate Frisbee, if that's what you want to do.
Or like joust. Or you know,
Pretend
try and knock each
jousting.
other over. Okay.
No?
Jousting?
Would
What?
that be just as bad? Do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh, okay.
Pretend like with a hobby horse between your legs and running and and then then a lance of some sort and you run towards each other and go nay prod.
I mean, I've heard of people doing like jousting on desk chairs.
Oh.
Just get a couple of brooms. Get two people pushing the chairs, two people jousting, but people have like broken limbs and lost teeth doing that.
And broken desk chairs as well.
True.
Yeah.
Doing it properly then.
Yeah.
This is so authentic. My leg has come off. Yes.
Did play a game when I worked at a popular fast food restaurant where one of you would have a metal pole, the other one would put a tray up your shirt, and then the first one would hit the tray as hard as they could to see what would happen.
Wow.
And just take it in turns doing that. That was quite fun.
Is that why you don't work there anymore?
No, actually, no. It was impossible to get fired from that place.
Noted.
The things I've seen.
You don't know, man. You weren't there.
Anybody who gets fired from that place, they need a medal because they must have worked hard to get fired from there.
I mean, I think I could manage it. I think there's stuff I could do to...
Honestly, I don't know if there is. I don't know what I could have done.
Wow.
I mean, other than just like never ever go in.
Oh, yeah.
But like, if you just went in for your normal times but just did whatever,
yeah,
they would never get rid of you. You would just be there forever.
Is that why the service is so slow?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, because you can literally... Anybody who's there who actually cares about their career is either moving up through the ranks there to then get out, or they're there as a stopgap before they get something better. The only people who are there consistently are people who just don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really... Is that why they call it the slow food restaurant?
Yeah, exactly. The slow food restaurant.
Yeah.
Do they call it that?
No.
Oh.
So did anything bad happen with the whole tray scenario then? Whacking?
Yeah, eventually. I wasn't playing when it did happen. Two other people were, but one of them hit him too hard. It broke the tray, and the tray kind of went in the guy's chest just a little bit. It's just like not like any to
what
hurt
did they
him
hit
a lot.
him with?
He just had it was like it was a broom, but it had a metal handle.
Why?
So just like whacked it, and it just
goodness.
like broke a bit of the tray, and it kind of scratched his chest up a bit. But
Flippin' heck, that
was kind of it. I
that's
mean,
brutal.
That's just a stupid game we were playing. Actually, working there was more dangerous.
What, because of like the
employees,
oil or...
I mean, there's oil. You're around a massive fryer the whole time. There's,
and the machinery.
I got I got electrocuted. I got bumped into the grill.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it with some hairy arms, but yeah, I've got this patch about that big on my arm that was completely gone at one point. Just because I was just working, doing my thing. Someone walking along was budged me out of the way, and I was just arm on the grill.
Oh,
lovely.
Oh, not good.
No,
wouldn't advise it at home.
I got in trouble because then we had to sanitize the whole grill because it was like tiny pieces of my arm on the grill. It's like, now we have to clean the grill. I'm like,
thanks, Michael.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yearly clean.
I made sure to keep my flesh on my arm. And also, it could be dangerous because obviously the ice machine breaks down all the time. So customers would be like, chasing you with pitchforks and stuff.
I mean,
it just never works, does it?
It does work in cold weather.
Touche.
Yeah.
Good
one, ice machine.
Honestly, it breaks in hot weather because it gets hot in the winter anyway. And so in summertime, when the actual place is hot, it breaks.
I love how this is either the third or the fourth time we've actually mentioned the ice drinks machine.
It always comes up.
It does. It does.
We need to do an episode about this. I've got horror stories.
That would be good, actually.
Some awful stuff has happened there.
Work horror stories.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll think of some.
We should. We could get people sending some work horror stories in.
We could. Yeah. Have you? You got? Yeah. We're not going to have you on again as a guest, so you might as well get one.
Just get no, that's fine. We'll save it for another time.
Okay.
I'm sure
Tommo's confident. Okay. What about fangirling? And I'm not just saying, I like so and so. It's a case of like
everyone's
I make my life about certain.
Sorry.
So, okay.
Make myself laugh.
He set himself off and me.
So, Tommo's given himself some inside joke humour there.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
That's alright, Tommo. You just carry on giggling. That's alright. This is what it's all about. Just
Sorry,
having a
what are you
laugh.
saying? What are you saying, mate?
So yeah. So when someone is like, oh, I like this celebrity, but it's like becomes their life to like them.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
too much.
yeah. So I mean, what are you doing with your time, really?
What are you spending your life doing?
Yeah.
It's like you're on a treadmill going nowhere.
Wow. Really?
Lots of effort, but not a lot of movement. Generally.
Wait. Wow.
Maximum effort, 0 results.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
No.
joke's on you. Most people don't know, so haha.
Not yet.
It's funny. Don't, come on. No, not here. But yeah.
Could you make it any painfully more obvious?
No,
Yeah,
I don't
you,
think
you
so.
could be more
No.
obvious.
Oh, okay, fine.
But yeah, we're not gonna.
Anyway,
We're not
carry
gonna
on.
do
Sorry,
that.
my bad. I'm interrupting you.
Yeah,
Moving
yeah,
swiftly
because
forwards.
yeah, exactly, or backwards, however you look at it. Yeah, you end up doing memes of these celebrities and imagining conversations they might have, and like, why just go out and have your own conversations with human beings.
Speak to people.
Speak to people, because I'm not saying this to be nasty. I'm saying this to be helpful. Think of me as your agony aunt, world. Don't actually
No,
don't do
because
that.
you'll end
No.
up on this podcast.
If you're not careful.
I made that mistake.
Yeah, no, I just, why put
Too
celebrities
late for me. Save yourselves.
why would you put celebrities on such a high pedestal when you could go out and live your own life?
I don't know. I think what annoys me as well is just people overreacting to like seeing them, or
Yeah.
even when like not even a celebrity but a new film comes out. You can be really excited for a new film.
Yeah.
If you're a massive Marvel fan, you're probably really excited for Endgame,
Mm-hmm.
as was I. I thought it was brilliant,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like losing my mind
No.
as
no.
I'm at the cinema.
I don't think I missed a meal, did
But
you?
there's other people who are like, their hands are shaking and they're like nervously sweating, and I'm just like, this is a film. Why are you like this?
It's not real life.
Okay, if it's
I
good,
might regret saying that.
yeah. If it's good, brilliant. If it's bad, okay, that's gonna suck. But it's a film.
Yeah, don't cry about it if it's a bad film,
Yeah.
I didn't watch Batman and Superman and cry at the end of it.
Oh.
No, don't bring that up.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch Justice League and then cry at the end of it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch it.
I'm not attacking DC. It's just that they sometimes normally make worse movies than Marvel do.
The Batman films, best trilogy ever.
To be fair, The Dark Knight, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They redeem themselves just on them three alone.
Yes.
Yes.
Redeemed is a strong word, but I think they did well. I think that Tom Hardy as Bane was one of the best villains that I think has been on screen.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the Joker's the key out of that trilogy.
Oh yeah,
That's the main
yeah.
one,
Heath
but-
Ledger.
Really?
Oh,
Bane?
what? Yeah.
Out of everything in those movies, he's what you pick?
No, he was the first thing that came to mind.
I mean,
Have you watched the film, Sam?
No.
Just checking.
hold on.
One of you holds the detonator. Yeah, him. No,
Yeah.
I thought he was not because of the voice. I mean, the voice is fine. I thought.
I mean,
it depends on.
I love Tom Hardy, and that
You
film
love
annoyed
him?
the life out of me.
Are you
Yes, I love
fangirling?
him. Yeah, well, I'm not fangirling that much, but yeah, a bit. I mean, generally, Tom.
He's got the beard.
Yeah.
He's got the beard.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
The
I'm
Tom
trying.
Hardy beard.
It's going alright. Yeah.
coming from the man who cannot grow any facial hair, means a lot.
The peasant beard. There's like, two little curly hairs on the chin.
Chin.
He tried, he failed.
No beard.
Captain never shave.
Yeah. I'm going to get mistaken for a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, okay. Now, I wasn't mistaken for their 13-year-old girl, but what does irk me about people? People always guess my age wrong.
Oh.
And it's really starting to annoy me.
So, how old are you, Michael?
Should we guess? No, I know.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, if either of you don't know, I feel like we should be better friends.
I always forget. I always forget ages of anyone. It's okay, Michael. You're not on your own.
Yeah, see, I am 22, but I have to struggle to convince people that I am anything less than 28.
To be fair, I was going to say 24.
The beard, I think. The beard ages you, for sure.
Maybe
Not
it
you,
is.
but just people in general.
No, just you.
just me.
Beards as well, yeah. Your beard in particular, but just in general as well.
The other day,
Keep digging.
at work, someone was like talking to me, and they were like, "Oh, I can't remember what it was. I was talking to someone that was 29, and I just kind of said, "Oh, I think I'd be quite cool when I'm 29," because they were kind of grumbling a bit, and they were like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Oh, it's just I'm quite looking forward to that," and they're like, "I thought you were like 32."
Oh, ouch!
And I was just
wow.
Like, and then I went, "Excuse, I'm 22. Thank you. You are 7 years older than me." And then someone else turned around and went, "Hang on, you're only a year older than I am." And
Wow, you've had a hard life.
I was like, "Yes."
I do get the same problem. Do you still get ID'd or
no,
not?
I have the opposite
never,
problem,
probably.
Zach.
Oh no, yes, that's right, opposite. That's what I meant, not the same problem. But the same problem of getting age mistaken.
I've got a friend like that. Won't mention any names, but they're the opposite way around. They always look younger than they are.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's a good thing to have, to be fair. They're like Peter Pan. Agent 26. We'll call him.
Agent 26.
We'll leave it at that.
I know someone who's 26, Tommo. It's me.
Oh, you're 26.
Are you saying that are you a lot younger? than I am?
No, Zach.
Well, maybe. I'm not.
How much younger?
No.
Are you saying?
You're not even going to go there.
The real question is: are you saying you're younger than that?
I'm saying I'm not younger than that.
Mentally, maybe.
Mentally,
Agent 26.
Agent because I'm secretly younger.
Agent 19.
Heyo.
Oh, funny. Yeah, well.
Does everyone tend to get your age pretty spot on then, Tom?
No, people generally say I'm older, I think. But recently, I've had people say I'm younger. Maybe because I act younger than I am.
I think it's height as well. People seem to think taller people are older for some reason.
What are you trying to
That
say?
happens
I'm not sure.
But yeah, generally from, yeah, I don't mean.
No one said you were short, Mr.
I'm
Napoleon Complex.
Hey, I'm not sure.
That was the loudest sound on the whole podcast right then.
Um,
Never mind the laughing.
It was the one. It was the
was
one
an
where
disappointment.
it was the point at which I was most affected deeply by what was said. That's why.
Do you have little man syndrome then?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
I mean,
no,
Yeah, but to us, anything below 6 foot is short.
I'm 5'10.5".
Exactly.
All the half counts. You've got to have that half in there.
Do you know? Actually, no. Me and
That
Michael were
sums
saying
everything
this. Was it me? Was it us, Michael, who was saying that you thought I was taller than 5'10.5"?
I thought you were taller, but I get people's height wrong a lot.
Nah, I'll go with that. I'm taller. Yeah.
I mean, you're not, but okay.
Oh, come on. We'll measure me.
No, you're fine.
Nah, it's alright.
Please.
Yeah.
I'll do it at home, and then if I'm taller, we'll measure me.
Just, go to one of those things in the mall, where it's got like a measuring board for kids. Just take a selfie stood in front of it.
Or
Do you get that onto roller coaster rides? By any chance?
never.
Oh, do you not? Oh,
No, they're like, you're too
surprised.
short. I don't know.
Have you ever gotten stuck on a roller coaster ride because you're too big and you can't fit in it properly?
No.
I mean, height-wise.
Still no.
I got kind of jammed in a fairground ride because those bars that come over and hold you in.
Yeah, the cage.
It went up, but then I couldn't actually kind of get my shoulders out of it.
Ooh.
And so I just kind of wiggled there for a bit until I managed to get free.
Cool. I would have felt well claustrophobic.
I mean, I was worried that it was just going to start again.
Yeah, but when
being flung through the air, probably the least claustrophobic place you can be.
No, I mean when you feel like you're trapped. Shut up.
Spaces,
Shut up. Yeah, you're trapped. Or even your fingers. I was saying to someone yesterday, what? she got her fingers glued together, and I said, "Oh, that would have made me feel really claustrophobic." Not because I was necessarily in an enclosed space, but it's a lack of movement. That's what it is. So if your fingers are glued together, you can't move them. It's it just really you start panicking.
I kind of get
super
that.
glue?
What she did?
Yeah.
No, it was nail. I don't know what kind of glue they use for nails.
Hard as nails or something. That's
no,
glue,
for fake nails. Fake nails.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was hard as
not hard as nails.
Put skirting on one.
Accidentally glued my fingers together with no nails. Whoops. Well, I will have misshapen claw.
Yeah.
I get what you mean about kind of feeling claustrophobic like that, though. Restricting movement.
Yeah.
One time I freaked out. I used to go and help my uncle. He had all sorts of snakes and spiders and stuff. And he had this Burmese python. This thing was massive. Ugh. And he kind of picked it up and put it on my shoulders one day.
Did you know he was going to do it?
Yeah. I mean, I used to help him with the snakes and whatnot. And it was huge, and it wrapped itself around both my shoulders and my arms and clamped my neck. So because snakes will use the back half of their body to hold on, and then the other half to look about.
Yeah.
And so it spun round me, and snakes are strong. This was a big snake.
Aren't they sort of 90% muscle or something?
They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
They are ridiculously strong for their size. Even a corn snake is surprisingly strong. And this thing literally clamped my shoulders in place. And I just couldn't move the top half of my arms. And I was just kind of trying to use my hands to balance this Burmese python. And that actually did start to worry me a bit. That's the only time I've been worried around a snake. That's just because I was like, okay, if this thing wants, I can't move.
Yeah.
There's no chance of it trying to eat me because I'm too big for it to eat.
Are you though? Have you seen the...
No, trust me, a snake has to be massive before it can eat a person. They have to
be...
Oh,
was it not? It wasn't
3 meters long
as big as that.
They have to be... No, this one was about 10 foot long. I guess it was about as wide, and its thickest part about as wide as my calf.
Wow.
But it's just a strength.
Tommo's doesn't say much then.
Yeah, I was talking about the joke.
Excuse me, hang on.
Get your calves out.
I know, there's no calves there, is there, Tom?
Yeah, they're cows, mate.
They've grown up to full adulthood and they are cows.
Who knew snakes were strong, eh?
Oh, snakes. Right, that's enough of you and your inside jokes. Ignore everyone. Ignore Tommo, everyone, because...
You can cut that.
Just...
Definitely not.
I've held a couple of anacondas, but nothing like that happened.
You've held an anaconda?
2 anacondas, yeah.
An anaconda?
Yeah.
The, biggest snake in the world?
Actual anacondas. I've held 2.
Right, I'm guessing they were baby ones.
No, they weren't. They were... they might not have been full grown, but they weren't baby ones.
I'm just saying that you couldn't hold one by yourself.
Yeah.
I doubt this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just...
When you say baby, I mean, how long do you... because this was probably about the same length as what your Burmese python was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, that is not a full-grown anaconda.
Full one's
but it's not a baby one.
No,
well, it's like a, I don't know, pubescent one. What?
In snake years, 12.
Yeah. Literally 12.
Okay, because they grow to be 4.5 to 5 meters long.
Okay, yeah.
That's big.
It is big.
The Burmese python was about 3 meters.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
They're
this was bigger. Yeah, this was bigger than that.
I think
It's true. I've done that twice. I've also held a few like corn snakes, but the anacondas were by far the biggest.
Dude, that is an anaconda.
I know what an anaconda is. I've held 2 of those. It's true. I have. But it was completely fine.
Did it hold you mean?
Yeah, it was picking me up.
Yeah.
It was like, "Whee, trampoline.
Come on with you.
I'm taking you home, son."
Massive.
Whoa!
Yeah, they're big.
That's a full-grown anaconda.
Of course, this is an audio, but I've just seen an image of the biggest snake. Oh my goodness!
That's
enormous.
That's an anaconda. They
wasn't
eat
that
full-grown crocodiles if they could get the chance.
Yeah, but that's an abnormally large anaconda.
No, that's not.
That's standard.
How long was that?
That's a full-grown female
but that's
anaconda.
Not 4 or 5. That's longer than 5 meters, isn't it?
Well, it's just chunky, isn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, with a lot of snakes, they only get they've got like a big head, then really skinny, and then chunky. With an anaconda, they're just like these huge
massive all the way
tubes
down.
of muscle.
Mine wasn't as big as
well.
that. No, mine was not as big as that, but it was longer than 3 meters.
There was that guy who got eaten by an anaconda. He did it on purpose. He was wearing like this crush-proof suit.
Oh
that
yeah,
had cameras on it.
Wow.
And he literally recorded himself getting eaten and then thrown up by an anaconda.
Oh, why?
I don't know, but the thing is, it started to eat him feet first. And so he could literally see an anaconda's mouth just kind of closing in around him.
Wow. Give a cheeky little wave, he's going in.
I felt bad for the snake though, because he literally had to like go and really annoy it to the point where it would then try and eat him.
Oh, poor snake.
And then he had to get thrown up by it as
And
well.
then he got thrown up by
Oh
it
man,
as well.
snakes are people too. Or people are snakes too sometimes.
Yeah, that way around.
Wow. So what was the crush-proof suit made of then?
I have no idea.
Kevlar or something?
I mean, I just think he's an idiot even in a crush-proof suit.
But surely, well, I don't know. I'm not but surely, like, the sort of acid and, like, digesting stuff going on. Surely, it'd be horrible.
Yeah, but I mean, if they have a big
Nasty.
meal, like, have you seen those things they eat? There's anacondas eat
antelopes,
capybaras.
Oh yeah,
like,
capybaras.
They're basically
like
giant
massive
guinea
rat
pigs.
kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah,
They look like 4 foot long guinea
womble.
pigs. Yeah, giant wombles. They'll eat
Anacondas
one of them,
eat wombles.
and they'll be digesting that for like a week. Like they'll eat that and then just try and not move for 2 days.
Wow.
You know, like even when you feed a corn snake a mouse, he's digesting that for 24 hours.
Sits there as a lump. Like
Easy.
This.
Yeah, and it's really weird when you can actually see like the hands and feet of the mouse pressing against the skin of the snake on the inside.
Oh, did you? You had a.
I had a corn snake.
You had a corn snake.
I had a corn snake for a few years.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago it was gone, was it?
No, actually.
Yeah. What's it like owning a snake? Because I don't know. It intrigues me.
It's a bit odd. It's not the sort of pet you can get close to.
What?
I mean, you can name them and you handle them and whatnot, but it's like, you know, with a dog or something, it's gonna miss you if you're gone.
Yeah, like mammals like people, like reptiles just don't care.
Yeah, literally. I get.
How do you know? How do you know?
Well, that's not a fact.
Have you asked a snake if it cares about you?
No,
Well, if it tries to eat you, you'll know.
I gave the snake to because we didn't have space for it anymore, and Lauren hates snakes. I gave the snake to another family whose kids just like loved it, thought it was amazing, and honestly, I know for a fact that snake has not missed me one bit.
How do you know?
Well, I doubt it even remembers
It could be crying
me.
inside every day, thinking, "Where's my Michael?"
It doesn't care. I mean, that's why I didn't really feel bad getting rid of it. I mean, if you had to like give away your dog, you know your dog is going to be sad, it's going to miss you, there's going to be emotion there. With a snake, it's just like, as long as I've got food and a warm tank, I don't care who looks after me.
Give me a mouse, there you go, I'm happy.
Yeah, literally.
Oh.
I mean, I got them when I was like 16, and that was quite exciting to have a pet reptile. Because I didn't know anybody else that had a pet reptile, and I was like, that's like
cool.
It's quite odd and cool.
Everyone comes around to see a snake.
build a tank, and you can like I spent my money on like snake ornaments and stuff, but then after a while, I just kind of like, oh yeah, that's kind of all he does.
Just the scare factor when you have people come over and you're like, oh, come home with a snake, and like, run off.
What I didn't get about that, another thing that irks me, when people were always like, oh, I hate snakes or whatever, they were always like, oh, I can't believe you got the snake out. It's like, no, people asked me to get the snake out. The whole group of people here would be like, oh, can you get the snake out so we can have a look? And there'd be one person going, oh, how could you do that? Well, it wasn't my idea.
And also, I did it because I wanted to eat you.
Yeah. I want this tiny snake that has less biting force than a hamster to try and eat you.
Oh, to be fair, I mean, hamsters, they've got to have quite a powerful biting force, haven't they?
Hamsters. I mean, people will hold a hamster, but they refuse to hold a snake. I don't understand the reason behind that.
No, I'd prefer to hold a snake than a hamster.
I've been bitten by a hamster many times. I've never been bitten by a snake.
Well, I suppose it would depend on the snake, wouldn't it? Like you wouldn't have a rattlesnake as a pet, would you?
No.
People have vipers. People do have vipers as pets.
You can get the venom remover, can't you?
Can
I think you can.
Take out the glands. Yeah, but I wouldn't. I'd feel a little bit bad about that.
Yeah, but it's never going to have to kill anything, is it?
Yeah. You
no.
feel bad when it bites you and you die.
It's just taking something away from it. It's
I
like...
feel bad for the rabbits that people keep to feed to Burmese pythons.
There you go, Flopsy. Have fun.
I mean, people
they're still alive when they throw them in.
Some people do that.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Well, there's no reason for it though. Exciting? What's wrong with you?
Oh, just like it's like watching David Attenborough, isn't it?
We'll feed your cat to it if you want.
No.
There you go.
That would not be exciting. That would be devastating. I would cry a lot.
Now you know where we're coming from.
Yeah, but that's different. A rabbit, and if you've got a,
there's also a pet that people care for.
It's not like the
but
snake
this
is in the
particular rabbit
wild and happens to catch a rabbit. It's like in a room, and it's like, oh, here you go, rabbit. No chance of escape. And you know what shows that snakes have no emotions? If they're not hungry and someone puts live food in there, something I never did, just by the way. If you put live food in there and they're not hungry, they'll just chill out and be friends with that animal until they are hungry. So
they're like, sorry, Kev, but needs must. Gotta eat you.
One time,
It's time, Dave.
One time, Arnie, the snake I had, he didn't eat for like 10 weeks.
Arnie.
His name was Arnie.
That's you, Tommo.
And he didn't eat for like 10 weeks. And it's not uncommon for snakes to do that, like sometimes during different seasons in the year. And so you could put a mouse in there and it'll just like live there for a week. And it'll just be buds. They'll just be chilling out, you know. Mouse gets quite comfortable. He's like, oh, actually, you know, this snake guy, he's not bad. This cage is nice and warm. Bit of hay, lovely. Yeah. Yep, there's water out here. It's all good. And then the snake will be like, right, I'm hungry now. Gone. And the mouse never knew what was coming.
Oh.
False sense of security.
Yeah. Aww. And he'll do the same with rabbits.
Well, I guess at least he'd live just the last few days in.
And cat.
We're not feeding my cat to a snake.
Although cats hate everyone, so I imagine they'd be wary of the snake even then.
Until they're getting fed.
Yeah.
I feel like a cat could never beat a snake in a fight.
Depends on the size of the cat and the size of the snake. Are you talking?
Yes, that's true.
You're talking tiger versus python, or
if they were approximate size. Well, unless it was a tiger. Yeah.
I mean, to go by approximate size, you've just got to go by weight. So if you got a snake that weighs as much as a cat, that's probably about a royal python.
It's probably a royal python.
But a corn snake is definitely like a third of a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, a cat versus 3 corn snakes.
Well, by the way, everyone, we don't have plans to do this. We know that it would be wrong to set up something like that.
We have had a mission to kill Zach's cat.
No.
Recently. But
no.
We haven't got around to it.
No.
We're thinking of inventing ways. He doesn't look best pleased.
He's not very happy.
And on that bombshell.
Before we upset Zach any further, we should probably end this week's episode.
It's getting a bit much for me.
So thank you, dear listener, for sticking with us.
Our one faithful
through
listener.
7 episodes?
This is our 7th. Yeah.
So thank you very much for listening. Have a good week, everybody.